A girl who doesn't offer to contribute to pay on the first date.
I think it's only when I come across ladies who have very strong opinions about men should pay the bill.
Yes.
I'm like,
Chill.
fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Sleeping with you on the first date.
If you have some mad sexual chemistry and you have the best night, nothing wrong with it. I think some people read into it and they're like, oh gosh, she's done that with loads of other blokes. It's like, fuck off.
I think sometimes women can underestimate how much guys just want to be accepted. Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. I'm sitting in this spot, which means I've got a great conversation lined up for you today. You know, on this channel, we love to talk about all things dating, relationships, and seeing what we can do to attract the kind of person and relationship we want. So without further ado, please welcome the big man, Mr. Ollie Henderson. Anderson?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, who's Henderson?
I can't believe he's back.
Who's Henderson?
It's Anderson.
It was a test to see if he knew his surname, and he passed. He passed.
To be fair, it took me a while to get your surname.
Exactly.
That's a Russo. It's locked.
Thank you. Appreciate it. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right, mate.
It's
I'm
a well
all right.
overdue pod.
It really is. I mean, we've done one before. I came on yours.
We have, yeah.
Right.
We did we had the Love Doctor on.
Love Doctor, apparently, right? But now he's in the hot seat, and we're going to delve into his mind and what he thinks about things. But I always love to jump straight in. So first, tell us your age, how old you are, and what a girl should know about you if you were going to take on a date.
Oh, that's a hot question.
Yeah.
Do you want me to look into the camera for these?
No, look at me.
Yeah.
Pretend they're not there.
So I'm Ollie, 32.
Yeah.
And what should a girl know about me? That you should have preempted me with this, because this is my mind spinning all over the place.
That's why I didn't.
I guess I like to think I'm a gentleman with a very weird and eclectic side to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
like what does that look like?
Well, I mean, that sort of ADHD nuttiness that someone might have. I'm very much that. It's like, oh, look, a butterfly, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that comes with someone who really tries to model himself off being a traditional gentleman.
Yeah, I hear you. Would you say you're traditional because you've naturally leaned that way in terms of you as a person? Were you raised that way? Like, where does that come from for you?
I think it's probably a combination of the both. I mean, my granddad, in my opinion, was the ultimate gentleman. So he's the head of the anti-terror squad, really well-spoken guy, just unwaveringly the ultimate gentleman. So
yeah,
you just saw the way he treated other people, the way he treats my granny or treated my granny, and even down to things like we'd go up to the roads, cross the road, and he'd be like, look left, look right, and all these things are ingrained. And I just thought, no matter what people said, he would not waver from that. And I thought, I think having that raise me was something I'm very grateful for, because I do think it's something that's missing with a lot of men in this day and age. It's you going through school, I always felt a bit outcasted, particularly in the secondary school era, because guys are talking about trying to hook up with as many girls as they can. And there's this sort of laddie mentality. And I never really felt I fitted into that. And I'm glad I didn't, because I think, it's something that is deep within me to be that way.
Yeah, for sure. Why do you think we have lost some of that? Because we hear a lot of the time, a lot of women express, guys don't do this anymore. They're not as chivalrous anymore, all of this stuff. So why do you think maybe that's kind of, seems to go to the wayside for most people now?
I think it's one of those things. It's not a black and white answer. There's no one reason, but I think my opinion, one would be the cool people as you grow up you're around these guys who are shagging as many girls as they can. And they tend to be the cool ones in sort of a 16-year-old boy's eyes.
Yes.
And it's always sort of, the guy with the hottest girl, or that kind of mentality, particularly, well, that was what I was around. It's like the cool kids were those guys. Yeah. And so that, I guess, becomes the North Star to some people, unless you are subjected to, luckily, grandfather and being around quite a good community of people. Yeah. And I think the flip side to that is perhaps I know a lot of women who tend to go for absolute morons who you can see from a mile off, they treat women like shit. Yeah. But then they end up going after them. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, all men are shit. So I think not all women, of course. There's this there's many factors, but that's what I see. And perhaps on top of that, social media these days is full of out of context clips, and the ones that do the best are the what's the word?
Controversial
ones. I
Yeah.
mean, you look at Andrew Tate stuff, it's that red pill, blue pill, all of that. Loads of kids are getting, I guess, not radicalized, but they see that and they're like, yeah, you know what? Women are, and it's like, well, actually, that's only one argument.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's loads of elements factoring into that. And then, of course, there are just men who are crap. And they perhaps paint the picture for some women.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a selection bias in terms of, you know, because a lot of girls think the guys that they date that they're attracted to lack this stuff, but it's like, well, it's because a lot of you are choosing the same kind of guys, and a lot of women don't actually realize that. But yeah, I think it's true in a sense that, you know, guys, we've always had to know how to get a woman, right? We've always had to know, you know, what she likes, what she's attracted to. Because I don't know if you know this, but only 39% of human males, have ever reproduced throughout history, right? Only 39%.
I always learn stuff with him.
100%.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and over 95% of women have reproduced. So we have twice as many female ancestors than male ancestors, right? Wow. So it's always been a case that as part of the male experience, we have to see, okay, what do women respond to? What do they like? And I think, you know, we're talking about the gentleman thing. And yeah, of course, a lot of women express they like that, they want that. But I think a lot of guys see, well, the guys that you choose don't have this quality, right? But you're saying you want it. So it's like, how much of it is a real prerequisite to you actually taking an interest? Do you know what I mean?
Good point. I think, yeah, that's a good point. I think someone used this analogy, and I can't remember who, and I think it might be you actually.
Go on.
And it's about what people think they want. And in dating, you think you want X, Y, and Z, but really until you start dating, you don't really know. So it's like when you go and look for a house, you think you know what you want, and you look around the house and you're like, oh, actually that's quite nice. Oh, maybe I don't like that. And dating is, in the modern era, I mean, it's meant to be easier, but it's probably not for most people. So if you're not dating as much, then how are you meant to figure these things out? And I think that stands for both women and men.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who have very strong opinions about the dating world being crap, but they don't date much.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you haven't really tested the pool out if you're not. And I was one of them. I was, you know, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
Then you start dating and you're like, oh, I like that. I didn't like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
what do you think is the main challenge women have with dating today? And what do you think the main challenge guys are having with dating today?
I mean, I am probably not the best to know what women are struggling on dating with. I'll go off what friends have told me, and I think
go on. One of those friends in the room.
Jade is it. So I often, obviously Jade's one of my best mates, and so we live together, and so we talk about this stuff, and I think there's a lot of creepy dudes from their perspective.
Okay.
And I think they obviously, it seems like the stats are girls get a lot more matches or rather likes on these apps.
Yes, that is true.
And if a lot of them are not what they're after, there's going to be this opinion of, well, actually, I'm just getting people I'm not into matching me. So maybe it's a paradox of choice.
Yeah.
That's one. I think for men, again, it's not black and white, but I think a lot of female mates I'm around, the way they speak about guys who perhaps approach them or on dating apps is they're very much, oh, that's so creepy. Oh God, he did. And that kind of mentality, I don't think women realize it factors into the guys who listen to this. And I often go, oh, I don't want to approach her too directly because I don't want her to think I'm a creep.
Yeah.
Which is probably me problem.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of guys share that. And then perhaps, again, paradox of choice. Like if you're after a woman, a real high caliber woman, you might, from a dating app, 5-10%, not even that 1% of what someone is. And you might dismiss someone before you even get to know that she is a fantastic woman. Yeah,
no, it's true. It's interesting. I know you say paradox of choice, but most men struggle, mate. Obviously, he has a paradox of choice because you can see he's chiseled, looks like Superman over here, right? But no, I think, most men really do struggle. They don't get a lot of options at all, right? And I think for a lot of women, in terms of, of course, guys being creeps, but I think, the whole thing how you're like, okay, I don't want to approach her this way, I'm going to approach her that way because I've heard that comes across X amount. It's not one shoe fits all. That might not really sit with her, but this girl might really sit with.
Mm.
But I think, and tell me what you think, I think a lot of guys that I've spoken to, let's talk about like approaching, because I think a lot of women feel like, oh, why don't guys approach anymore?
This is a
And I
good
love that
topic.
you're taking it.
Yeah.
But I think what a lot of guys see is that you can have two guys do the same approach. One's received really well, one isn't.
Exactly.
But the only difference is she finds the other guy attractive.
That's it. And
Do you know what I mean?
That's the sort of key missing part to what I just said. Exactly that is.
Yeah.
Ultimately, if they're attracted to them, they are no longer creepy.
It's fine.
And obviously, this is not a one side. Like, it's so easy to chop this up context wise.
Of course.
But yeah, I think that's exactly it. If you think someone's attractive, they can probably push that boundary. For example, when I tend to approach more friendly than anything, because I don't. I think that thought of I don't want to be perceived in that certain way factors in, and that can often go against me because some women are expecting some real hard hitting,
some real game.
Yeah. And sometimes when I ran, I'll be on Hinge, throw out some absolute, completely out of character stuff, and it just hits. That person responds really well.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh,
yeah. So interesting. Do you think women should start approaching men? Maybe more.
I do, but I do think we probably need to get better at it. I think you were teaching me, well, not teaching me, one of your clients you got introduced to, and you taught her just this little wave, just wave at someone, because I think a lot of girls think that they're being really obvious and look, I made all the signs. No, you didn't.
Yeah,
you didn't. You looked at me. That's
and you can look at anyone.
Yeah, that's not. And we're also men. Not the smartest creatures sometimes, so we miss these cues. I certainly miss a lot of cues.
Yeah.
So I think that little wave technique is almost as good as an approach. If someone were to go to do that, I'd be like, cool. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
It's just
100%.
that confirmation. Okay, come over.
Yeah.
So,
you see, ladies, you heard it. Look, smile, and wave, and the guy will come over. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. Have you ever been approached by a girl? Has a girl has actually come up and approached you?
I think so. I'm trying to remember. Yes, but it's normally the friend of the girl
that you like.
No. It's, say the girl's interested.
Oh, her friend will come over.
My friend likes you.
Come on, guys. What are we doing? We're not in year 7. Yeah. You got to make the approach yourself.
Yeah. I have I.
You must have.
I must have. I think it's more when we're at festivals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's another topic in itself. At a festival, Tomorrowland, I love it.
Yeah.
So easy to approach people. I don't know what it is about being out of your normal reality, but I'll walk up to anyone and say hello and start chatting. And I think because it comes with the territory of somewhere like this festival where everyone is just there to meet, have fun. There's no, I guess, London rules.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. You can just approach anyone. They're so receptive to it, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
And I think if that mentality was in London, God, it'd be a happy place.
Yeah. Well, I guess a lot of people, not everyone, but I guess there's a level of anyone who goes to like a festival like that is obviously there to socialize and meet people there. They've got that temperament. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of get security in that. What do you think is one thing that you've learned in your experience with dating relationships, like, because you're 32 now, since from when you were 22?
Oh, good question. It's only on things like this you have to think about stuff like this, which is good. I think one book I read by Mark Manson on dating, I can't remember what it's called. He said, go into any encounter with a woman thinking she's into me, and it immediately sort of disarms your nerves and stuff. And it might sound arrogant, but it is a really good way to just pluck up the confidence and be like, right, let's go for it.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's cliche as it is. It's just backing yourself, being yourself. Because, and I think I've probably had this conversation with you. By being truly authentic when you go in and showing the weird early on, you get to know if that person likes that and will reciprocate or respond well to that, rather than this bravado side and putting on an act, perhaps. Or not an act, but maybe, I don't know, a facade or something like that, to try and sort of pluck up confidence. That often ends up rose tinting your experience. Yeah. Because she's responding to this person who is perhaps not your true self.
Yes.
And I think that's been the best, because I've had some of the best encounters by just being completely me.
Yeah.
Which is why on the show I've just done,
Yes.
that was my key thing going in, was be transparent and authentically you, no matter what, even if it means upsetting the other person. Just say how you feel so they know exactly where you stand, rather than perhaps sugarcoating it.
Yeah.
And it did get me in trouble.
Well, listen, if some people love you, some people hate you, you're doing something
always,
right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So let's talk about that. What show have you just been on?
So it's called Stranded on Honeymoon Island.
Yeah.
So it's a new BBC show with Davina McCall.
Yeah.
And the concept is you are matched by an expert matchmaker, and then you meet that person at the end of this beautiful pier jetty in a tropical island, tropical paradise.
Yes.
You marry them. It's not real marriage. They say that on the TV as well, so I'm not ruining anything there. And then you are basically pushed into living on an island with that partner, and you have to survive. So you're making fires, cooking, doing everything.
Yeah.
Literally living in a shack surrounded by...
It's like Bear Grylls.
Yeah. Bear
Grylls is a couple.
Piss. No, you don't.
Imagine.
And I think the concept of it is brilliant, because for me, competitive dating, don't like it. If you put me in a competitive dating situation, I'm like, oh, she's all yours.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that. Like, come on, maybe when I was younger. No, I'd never do it.
Yeah.
And the ability to be stranded with someone, I think that's a great way to get to know someone very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And the proper person.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. What did you, for you, in terms of that experience about knowing what you look for, is there something you've gone, this is something that I look for now that wasn't actually important to me before?
No, I think with me, I'm what they call an inexperienced dater, I guess, because I haven't really dated too much until the last sort of 2 years. And so, using that house analogy, I've been very transparent with not really knowing what I want, apart from someone who matches what I give to the world. So I love looking after myself fitness wise. So I want someone who I can train, party with, do everything with, but also have that intimate time, those intimate intellectual conversations.
Yeah.
So that was like a key thing.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think it was more approaching the barriers that I put up. So I often run away from early signs of something going well. I'm like, I don't know why it happens, but there's this sort of, and I look for reasons why that person's not a good match for me. And it's probably, I mean, there's probably been a few girls where I'm like, fine, I should have probably explored that a bit more.
Yeah.
So I was like, this forces me to
do that.
What's the word? Approach. Other word to approach?
Unravel.
No.
Get over.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, by the time this releases, actually everything will be out, so we can talk about this, right? So who you were originally matched with? Who did they match you with?
So I'm just trying to think I won't go into any of what's happened.
Yes.
But
that's fine.
I was matched with a girl called Tanya.
Yeah.
She's a Chinese Australian girl.
Yeah.
And on paper, it looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much I can talk about.
That's all right. Yeah. We can leave it for the episode. We'll leave it for the episode.
Yeah.
I guess one thing I'd love to ask, because especially when people go on these TV shows and stuff, the way certain things are cut, etc., it can portray a certain story. What's something you feel people might get wrong about you?
Straight away, I am consistently put into the fuckboy bin.
Really?
All the time. Girls regularly think I'm going to be, and I get this comment a lot. Oh, you're actually really nice. And I think it's really bizarre because it's normally come from not meeting me and judging me maybe off Instagram, which again, I find bizarre because it's just like, it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I get put in that bin quite a lot, but I do enjoy when they then meet me and go, oh, you're actually quite a nice guy.
Yeah.
That's probably it. I think apart from that, I don't really have any issues. Yeah,
of course. It's so interesting because, I think a lot of girls would, look at a guy like you and be like, okay, he probably gets a lot of attention, might be a bit of a fuckboy because he can, you've got your own business and everything, things are going well in that sense. And it is a bit of a shock for them where you're just like, no, I'm just a nice guy in a Superman body. Nice. That's just all that is. Like, do you know what I mean? In terms of the kind of woman you feel like is your match, what's something you feel like you would not compromise on?
Oh, good question. See, I'm quite an open book with that. There's nothing really that springs to mind straight away. I guess open-mindedness for me is a big one.
Yeah.
If you're very close-minded to things and not able to hear external opinions or other opinions,
Yes.
that's probably a no-go, because I think
Yeah.
I just clash with you all the time.
Yeah.
And I think really someone who's lazy. If you're lazy, not for me. I love doing new things, being active. I was at a wedding recently, and I'm good friends with the guy. Friends with the girl, but I only met her once. And I'm listening to his speech about where they travelled, how she'd take him on bike rides, and in like Lake Toa, and is that the one? Lake
Don't know.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And all these travel adventures they did together. I was like, wow, that's a bit of me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like an adventurous, outgoing girl.
But spontaneous as well.
Yeah, but spontaneous as well. I hear that. How do you feel in terms of like, you know, building a life with this person, right? Because a lot of the time in relationships, we could take certain roles and responsibilities. How do you feel about that? Because I know you referenced about, you know, your granddad being a gentleman, how he was with his grandma. Is that something you want to emulate, or do you want something like a different, more contemporary approach?
I don't think I know. I think I want that best friend in my partner.
Yes.
And I just want to do life, not just get together, settle down and do the classic work yourself to death. I want to go and do life, explore and do these amazing things and do these things which you don't see people do normally. Like, let's go skydiving.
Yeah.
Let's go shark cage diving. Let's do all this stuff. That's kind of where I envision my romance. And maybe that's why maybe that puts it in quite a high bracket, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you something, and you don't have to answer this if you want to.
My voice is, and let me just cough this out.
Go for it. I'm going to ask you something that, of course, you don't have to answer. But a lot of the time when people have, you know, if they're like, okay, well, they start to connect with someone.
Yeah. And
then as things are going well, they go, oh, no, this feels too hot, too sensitive for me, step away from it. Because we've had like a bad experience where someone really burned us. Has that been the case for you?
You know, I think that's a really good one, because I think I got burnt. Oh, hang on, let me clear my voice.
So like jumping back in. Yeah. Has that been your experience? Have you been burned?
Yeah. So my last relationship was like 6-7 years ago.
Right.
And it ended really badly. I think I didn't realize during the closing bits of the relationship how much, I don't want to throw her under the bus, but she was pretty damn awful in screwing with my head. And I didn't realize until the breakup came, and I sort of lost who I was. And I think the damage that whole breakup did, I don't feel it in my day-to-day, but I think looking at how I've dated, it's definitely had an impact, because it gets to a point where I've dated some amazing women, and I end up, as Jade probably knows, I tell her all the time, I'm like, oh, there's just something, I don't know, that was in the way. And it's hard to differentiate between, is that actually something that is in the way, or is it me looking for a way out? And I don't know why I do that, because I really want a relationship. I really want that happy, long-term relationship with someone awesome. Yeah. So I think I've probably healed from it now. Yeah. But yeah, it's I guess you'll never know until you're in the next relationship. Yeah. 100%. I think it's when we've been vulnerable, and I think, and tell me what you think, and I'm making a generalization here, but I think especially as a guy, and I think for a lot of the time socially there isn't as much emotional support for guys in general to be like, it's okay to have been hurt, to have been burned. It's okay to be like, I found this tough, especially in regards to like relationships and dating. I think there's a lot of that for women. And fair enough. Do you know what I mean? That's fine. But I think because there can be a lack of that, it makes us as guys want to protect ourselves even more. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what I mean? And especially as a man, because naturally, especially you said with the example of your granddad, and I come from quite a traditional household. So, the woman in my life, she is my vulnerable spot. Do you know what I mean? 100%, like she is, like, my guys can take the piss out of me, but if she, says something, it's going to cut me a lot deeper. That's so bang on. Do you know what I mean? Agree more. If it comes, yeah. if it comes from your partner, a sort of cutting blow to your vulnerability, that's very hard to come back from. Very hard.
I've had a couple of guys who I know where, you know, they did share something vulnerable with a girl they were dating that they're really into. And, you know, she received it well in the moment, and then later on they have an argument, you know, and you know, it's used against him.
Yeah, that would be so if that, for me, I'm hoping from the healing I've done from the past relationship would be somewhere I'd step in and go, that's an instant cut off.
100%.
Because I think I've got a very, in my past 2-3 years, I've built a really nice network of people like yourself and close friends who none of us have a problem opening up and being vulnerable to each other. And I think it's so important.
Yeah.
And it comes with, this is why I love, and I think it's important to have a good group of lads around you as a male.
Yes.
Because you can throw that banter in alongside the vulnerability, and it does this beautiful job of making you feel heard and also, I guess, cooling it off, and you come out feeling good about it regardless of the banter that's thrown.
Yeah, 100%. It's almost like us taking the piss is us knowing, like, we know we're strong enough to take it, so that's how we show love. And then it's like, you know, if something's going on, it's like, yeah, bro, like, what's going on? I guess it's one of those things that not women can never understand men in certain aspects, but they can never really understand the male experience. I think as guys, we'll never understand the female experience.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So there are things that they will talk about, you know, that we just won't ever truly comprehend. So let's say, for example, there's a girl, you're dating a girl, right? And she really likes you, you really like her. For you, how could she show up in a way that would make you go, you know what? I do trust this person, that I can be that vulnerable side and just start to connect with her on a deeper level?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if I can answer that with a straight answer. Because unfortunately I haven't been able to date and get to that stage in the past few years. I think, you know what, and I'll relate this back to the wedding I just was at. It was really nice that they were up there. They got married officially a week before, and this was more just for friends and family and having a laugh.
Nice.
And they were reading what was meant to be funny memories to each other of their journey. And my buddy James he's in bits. He's gone. Tears are going.
Right.
And it was just so funny that you could see smiling at him, just absolutely in acceptance of who he was. And she was just like, I'm the one who's meant to be crying. He's bawling his eyes out. And I just thought that for me was absolute trust and security in one another, that he felt vulnerable enough to just let it go. And even I was like, and the way she responded was that, as I described earlier, that sort of banterous, but hey, I've got you.
Yes.
And I think that for me is what I'm looking for. It's being able to have that banter with complete and utter vulnerability. Yeah,
full acceptance.
Yeah, so I think that's my answer there.
Yeah, I think that's great, man. I think sometimes women can underestimate how much guys just want to be accepted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it, because as guys, you know, we come in as a strong, masculine man, you know, we can take care of you. Do you know what I mean? We provide a frame for you to feel safe. And that's really important.
Have you seen there's a trend that was on, I think it's still going around social media.
Go on.
And it's couples who are making reels together, and he does something silly, and because, you know, when we're properly vulnerable with a woman, you're just a silly muppet.
Yes.
And he does something silly, and she's like, oh, that's lame. And then the rest of the reel, he's like, yeah, cool. Yeah. And I'm like, although they're poking fun, that is the reality. Is if you make a comment that cuts us when we're being completely open and vulnerable, that's the most embarrassed you'll feel.
And then he's just gonna be like, cool, well, I can't.
Walls go straight up.
Yeah. And I think it's funny, because I think this is probably one of the only ways that men are actually subtle, in the sense that they will test the waters. They'll like maybe be that little side of themselves, or they'll, you know, share something, you know, just small, vulnerable, something low stakes, to see how she responds. If it's not received well and she doesn't provide that space, he goes, cool, well, I can't open up to you about the big stuff.
And that's it. That's kind of the connection lost there.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's so true.
I think that's a really good point, because that for me, I'm like Tourette. I'm going to just put this on before, because that's buzzing.
Yeah, you're good. Go for it.
You're not stir. Myself, I'm very like ADHD, Tourette, nutty. I'll be watching things and I'll comment without even realizing silly stuff. And I'm just a bit silly most of the time. And if someone cuts that down, yeah, it's a shitty feeling. So yeah, I need someone who can see that, and they are just as themselves. I guess the phrase is unapologetically themselves.
Yes.
Because when you're around someone who is, you feel comfortable. You feel you can just be vulnerable. And I was talking to a girl yesterday, and she was like, I'm a complete oversharer. But I sort of jumped in and was like, but I think that's great, because that's when I connect with someone.
Yeah.
When you really connect on this sort of, when you are true to yourself, you're oversharing, you're being unapologetically you. Authenticity,
Yes.
I think for me is key.
Yeah, 100%.
The minute you try to mask that authenticity, or you see, for me, when I'm around someone who I know is not being truly authentic, I might not know it, but you can feel it. I can feel it. The energy's there. I just don't feel comfortable.
Yes.
And that's where I sort of, don't connect as well.
Yeah. In your experience, I know it's anecdotal, do you feel like a lot of, women that you have dated, do you feel like they've tried to portray themselves in a certain way that isn't authentic? That you've been like, there's a bit of a block here?
No, recently, no, because
Good.
no, I think all the past dating I've had, people are very, very open, and maybe that's because, I think it is. When you bring authenticity, you get it back.
Yes.
And if you don't, then it's a great way to be like, not for me.
You give them the permission to be themselves in that sense, for sure. Let me ask you something. Okay, so do you feel like you've gotten more female attention as you've gotten older? Do you think it stayed the same? Do you think it's gotten less? What's your experience been?
If you're loving this episode and these kinds of conversations, then I want to give you something. We recently launched the Kits Angels community. This is a sisterhood for women who are tired of what the dating scene has given them and are ready to take their love lives to the next level. It's a space for you as a woman to not be alone in your journey to love, where we learn, talk, and share our experiences as part of a strong sisterhood, with some leadership and guidance from yours truly, of course. Not to mention never before seen videos from me on how I've led dozens of women to meeting great men. And so as a thank you for watching this episode, I'm giving you a month's membership completely complimentary on me. Just click the Kits Angels link below, and when you join the group, message me the code phrase Angels Podcast, and I will pay for your membership. Now back to the episode.
Well, I didn't used to get any when I was younger, and I don't know, as I've worked on myself, my appearance, and my confidence, naturally, I do get a fair amount.
Yeah.
I'm quite oblivious to most of it, but as I've got older, I feel I'm getting.
I mean, of course, look at him.
Stop it!
Always. Have you found that there's been more? And I'm just asking because some guys, for example, who are more just normal average guys and stuff, and if they don't get a lot of attention, they want to. Have you found that working on your business, your profession, like that side of your life has, garnered you more eligibility to women? Or do you feel like it's been a lot more in taking care of yourself physically, make sure you're dressing well, making sure, well put together? Obviously, they both play a part, but if a guy was like, okay, which one should focus on first, which would you say to him?
Ooh, I would say always yourself first, because I think the idea of building your life around work is a stupid idea.
Okay.
I think you should build your life, and then work should slot into that. And I don't mean, obviously that sounds very, you can just do that, but I mean, you can put yourself first in the morning with a routine to look after yourself, to better yourself. And I think that is the most important part to becoming who you are, because you start to gain confidence by knowing, as Hormozy says, you build that undeniable stack of proof that you are who you say you are. I genuinely think that is the best way to build confidence.
Very true.
And that drip feeds into everything: business, work, play. You notice talking to women, you're more comfortable, and that's certainly been the journey for me.
Yeah, no, that makes absolute sense. I always say, I think for guys, and girls can either agree with me or disagree with me here. I think definitely in terms of working on themselves, in terms of their appearance, their confidence, working on their level of masculinity, as in can you make a woman feel safe, feel comfortable, and then of course let's be honest, working on yourself becoming stable, financially stable, your business, your profession. And you work on those three. If you dedicate, as I say this to guys in their 20s, you dedicate the next 5, 8, 10 years to that, you're going to be in such a good position to choose the kind of woman you want as a wife. Do you know what I mean? So as a guy that dates women, what do you think, what would you say to do you have a younger sister? You do, don't you? Yeah. If she's like, okay, Ollie, what should I invest in myself to attract a good gentleman guy who's going to, really be there for me? What areas do you think you would say tell her to invest in for herself?
I think, who is it? One of the, I think it was another dating coach. Actually.
Another one?
Sorry.
How dare he? No,
Sorry.
I'm
I
joking. I'm
think
teasing.
he was
Go for it.
saying the best advice he got, and I really agree with this, is, let's see if I can get it right. All those things you look for in a partner, and make sure you do them yourself. And I was like, ooh, that's a very good point. So I think, thankfully, she's got an awesome boyfriend, my sister, and he's I have no faults with him. He's a great guy, looks after himself.
Yeah.
So she's kind of already
kind of nailed it.
Yeah, she's kind of well done, peeps.
She's nailed it. There you go.
But I think that's it. Yeah, you need to put out what you want back.
Yes.
Because I think it's same with friends, relationships, like how we met. Like we had a talk at these networking events. You attract what you give off, and I'm finding a lot of my closest mates have come from the past 2-3 years because of the things I'm doing, the things I'm attending, the way I am is attracting people with similar mindset. And
you just operate on that frequency.
And you feel great, and again you can be vulnerable around them, and it's this spiral of upwardness. And it's that rule of you are the sum of the however many people you're around.
Yes.
It's bang on.
It's so true.
It's bang on.
Yeah, we do say, we have that saying in Nigeria, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
Boom.
Bang
on.
It is,
that is the most accurate statement. I think couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, absolutely. How often do you think people go, because I think a lot of people in dating, they go, okay, I know I want this kind of person. I want this kind of man. I want this kind of woman. How many people do you think actually ask themselves, what does that person look for? Like, what kind of woman does that man want to be with? Or what kind of man would that woman want to be with?
I don't think many people, because we're all self-obsessed, aren't we?
So true. So true.
I think, you have to, this is why I think this kind of content online is so useful, because it makes you go, oh, I certainly see stuff like your stuff, your reels, and I'm like, oh, I should probably do that.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think by definition people would normally do this. So it's probably a small percentage, but it's kind of important.
Yeah, 100%. It's so interesting because we would do that with like jobs and careers, right? Like if we're going for an interview for this big company firm or
what are they looking for?
We go, okay, well, what kind of person do they want for that position? How can I invest myself to become that? But when it comes to like our partners and relationships, which arguably is one of the most important decisions we'll ever make, I don't know why we don't have that mindset. I don't understand
that's
why.
that thing I was saying about, I was talking to this awesome guy called Garrett, who's sold loads of businesses, really cool entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And he was saying, he's actually moved into something around, it's like neuroscience, but for business. Wow. And he was saying, I don't understand this idea of your career is in the center of your life and you build everything around it. What? And it is crazy. It's like we're on this planet for a finite amount of time.
Very true.
Fuck making your career the actual, put a lot of importance.
Yeah.
But build the life, like build the person you want to become.
Yeah.
And the business slots into that. You can make that happen, regardless of what people say. You can.
Yeah.
And it kind of factors into what you just said.
Yeah. I truly believe that I think every human being has a gift to share, right? And in terms of what it is that they can contribute to the world. And some people, it might be podcasting. Some people might be creating businesses in terms of connecting influence and stuff. Some people, it might be, teaching. I think half of life is finding what that is. Yes. I think most people don't, unfortunately.
My uncle says everyone is world-class at something.
100%.
And I was like, yeah.
100%.
You just got to find it.
You have to find it.
Yeah.
What is the gift that you have to share with the world?
That's it.
And then once you find it, and some things, there are going to be some things that are going to be super lucrative. Some things may not be as lucrative, but I truly believe whatever it is, you can make a living off it. And I think it's so much better to do what you enjoy, which is going to come from you developing yourself, right? As in, confidence. What is it about me that I like? What is it about me that I need to work on? Where are my strengths? Where are my weaknesses? Finding what it is that you are good at and then pulling yourself into that, because that builds the life that you want. Because, you'll be passionate about it, you're good at it.
I've got,
go on.
It's amazing how social media works. That is bang on. And it's so funny because that thing that's going viral at the moment where she's like, I heard something beautiful the other day and it's don't love your job. Job your love. I'm like, It's annoying because that is actually what she
It's so
means. Is what
funny.
you just said is what she means.
I've seen so many like spin-offs from that. So just like,
Job
don't
your-
love your partner your love.
Yeah. And it's so funny because ultimately what she's meaning truly is that.
Yes.
But she's just done the silliest way. But I think it's so true. It's when you start to find fulfillment as entrepreneurs,
Yes.
if you're doing something that you don't truly find fulfillment in, you'll find fulfillment from sort of getting those mini successes and things. But that's only so long. That will only last so long. That's fine now.
Yeah.
And you'll reach a point where, because you don't enjoy what you do,
Yeah.
it becomes crap. And that's what happened with me. And when you start to do things that you truly enjoy, and if you can find it and job your love, you will have an amazing life. You will, because this investing into working late hours and all of this, I don't think burnout becomes a problem when it's something you truly love.
100%.
I don't think it is. And there's studies around it. And
Yes.
that's the job you love, guys.
Yeah,
Like,
so true.
and I think you will naturally find a partner that shares your interests and things like this. And I found myself around some amazing people recently, and their likes and dislikes are exactly like mine. And
Yeah.
it's only come from chasing down what you love.
Yeah. So tell us, what do you feel is your gift you have to share with the world?
I don't think I've truly found that yet. I really enjoy building. I realized recently building businesses, but not the business side, like constructing with code. I'm a developer.
Yeah.
And I love building something tangible and bringing it out to the world. It's so
Yeah.
cool to see people using my Pingfluence, which is how I met you.
Yes.
People using this and coming together. Last night we had an event with sort of 50 creators. They're
Wow.
all blasting karaoke, having the best time. And I'm like, that's something I built.
That's something you
This
built.
was, and that for
Yeah.
me brings me a lot of joy. But I don't know if I've truly found what I'm world class at.
I mean, you said it there, building, man.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And yeah, I guess so. Because I'm very good at it.
Yeah, 100%. And this man works like no other, for sure.
Yeah.
You definitely want him on your team. Okay, I'm going to ask this because I know ladies, you know, they like to ask men this question. Do you find there are different standards for a girl you would take more casually and a girl you would take more seriously?
When you say standards, what are you?
So as in, what I mean is, like, if you go on a date with a girl, if you go, okay, well, you know, this is kind of more of a girl that maybe we could have fun, but I don't think we're actually compatible long term, versus a girl going, yeah, we could have fun together, but I actually think we are compatible long term. I think she's like long-term relationship material for me.
I don't know about the word standards there, but I think I do think there is a differentiation there, and it's quite easy to detect it on the first date. I think you pick it up very, very quickly. I mean, for example, I dated this girl quite a few months ago, and everything aligned in a sense of she's wifey material. And then, yeah, you'll go on dates and you're like, okay, we get on. There's a lot of physical attraction, but I think, you know, perhaps you don't align on future plans. I don't know where it sits. It's kind of a feeling for me.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not really I've never really been a one night stand or short term kind of guy, which is probably why I write off those kind of women quite early, because I'm like, if I don't see something long term, what's the point?
Yeah. You know what, man, honestly, I think a lot of women would really appreciate you saying that, because I think a lot of guys, and, you know, I say this myself in terms of, you know, when they're younger and stuff, if they're not looking for something serious to settle down, they're like, okay, cool, I'm open to meeting new people, exploring. You know, some people, I've had casual situations with people, all very consensual. And then, you know, when you're ready to have something more meaningful, you know, you start dating that way. Have you ever had a period where you're like, oh, I'm just kind of looking to explore, have different connections and have fun, and not actually anything serious? Or has it always been, any person I meet with, I'm looking at you to see if I can be with you long term?
I think I've told myself that I'm looking at that. I'm like, right, I'm just going to short-term date and play around. But ultimately you meet them and my mind is like, do I see myself long-term with you? So probably not. No, I think it's always, the past few years, I've not intentionally been going, I want a wife. I want to find, only till recently was I'd quite like a long-term one, but ultimately when meeting and dating them, that is the thought. You're like,
Yeah, of course.
is this someone I could spend the rest of my life with?
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's natural at this age, you know, we're both in our early 30s. You know, you start
In our
thinking-
prime.
In our prime,
In our
supposedly,
absolute
maybe
prime.
starting to hit certain strides, maybe.
Yes.
Have you found, I don't know how to ask this question without being controversial, but it is what it is. How have you found in terms of, because I've noticed in my personal anecdotal experience, just a shift over the past several years in particular, in regards to maybe how women perceive you in terms of if you are working hard, etc., and they go, oh, I really see this as potential. Have you seen that for yourself? Is this not just about female attention? Because female attention can come because they find you attractive, but where they go, no, this is someone who's eligible for me. Have you found a shift in that over the years for you? Especially, you know, you're kind of hitting that male prime that a lot of women be looking for.
Yeah, I think, I would say so. I think, women are clearly, well, definitely looking for long-term partners as well. So I do, it's quite funny, like a couple of dates when you're saying what you do and what you get up to, there's sort of, they don't hide the fact they're like, okay, fucking great.
Yeah,
tick,
fucking
tick,
massive
like,
tick.
lovely
Okay,
stuff,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
great. And I like that if they do that, because you're like, okay, cool, she's receptive to that.
Yeah, of course.
I just think that kind of transparency, A, it's fun, and
Yeah.
B, it gives you an indication of what they're, screw doing all this sort of subconscious or hiding certain, just get it all out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. I've definitely noticed it. I think, if you're looking for someone to settle down with, you're going to be factoring these things in. So
Yeah.
if someone is chasing down goals and building something for the future, I would see that as attractive. Likewise with entrepreneur, when I meet female entrepreneurs, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's awesome.
Fucking fair
They're
play.
like, they're fierce. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love that, man. I've got some more stuff, but is there anything you want to bring to conversation? Anything you want to talk about? Any question you want to have?
Not really, to be honest. This has all been great.
Yeah, 100%. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just going to rack through these. Okay, so no, you've actually already said that. Let's play the red flag, green flag game.
Red flag.
Red flag,
Green
green
flag.
flag. Let's do it. Okay. So I'm just going to go through a bunch. You tell me red flag or green flag and tell
Cancelled.
me why. Okay. This is where we get him cancelled. Now he can't. Look at that jawline. He can't be cancelled.
Oh, they can cancel the jawline, trust me.
Okay. A girl who suggests a fancy restaurant for a first date. Red or green flag?
Wouldn't be a flag to me. That's absolutely
Okay.
whatever.
Easy. Done.
Indifferent.
A girl who doesn't offer to contribute to pay on the first date.
This is a contentious topic. Now, I'd be green flag if they offered,
Yes.
but I'm also not really asked by it. I'm going to pay anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's just what I like to do.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot. I think it's only when I come across ladies who have very strong opinions about men should pay the bill.
Yes.
I'm like,
Chill.
back off.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
Like, they should. It's not like a God-given right that they have to do it.
You're not entitled to it.
No, exactly. But
Yeah.
absolutely, I would want to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the strong opinion on it, not for me.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be a red flag for me.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing I always say to women. It's not that men don't want to pay or don't want to do things for you, but they just want to know it's being appreciated.
Yeah, it's just an indicator of the kind of girl they are.
Yeah, 100%. I think as the first date
Cancelled.
is the most polite anyone's going to be.
Yeah.
So if anyone, man or woman,
It's
is
a
coming
good
across
point.
entitled,
This is your best time.
this is the most polite
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
going to be. I'm
absolutely.
like, what does that say for the future of the relationship? A girl who wants to text you all day, every day.
I wouldn't say it's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great when you're wanting to text each other all the time. But for me, being really busy, it would interrupt me because I know I'd be like, I'm replying now.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So it's not ideal, but I do love that when you just want to talk to someone all the time.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a green flag.
Yeah, yeah. I guess shows a lot of high interest. I guess, for you, like if you're talking to a girl, let's say she does want to talk to you a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a busy guy, you run your own businesses and stuff like that. Is it for you, do you respond kind of sporadically when you can? Do you get to an end of the day and be like, cool, I'm going to dedicate this time to get back
I think
to what I expect to?
transparency. My new thing is, hey, I'll respond to that message and I'm like, hey, listen, I'm about to go into quite a busy period. I'm going to text you at the end of the day. Just so they know, just so there's not like any, why is he not texting me back? Because if you just go dark for 5 hours, you can completely understand why the person you're chatting to is like,
Yeah.
But also a lot of the girls have been, some of the past dates recently, I've come across some super mature women who are very receptive to that and I love it. That was a new thing for me.
Yeah.
Someone being like, "Oh, don't be sweat. No, we'll talk later. I'm also busy."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, great."
Love that, man. You know what, Ollie? Whoever's going to snap you up, she's a lucky girl. I'll take that.
He's too kind. He's too kind.
A girl who says she goes to therapy.
Green flag. 100%.
100%. Massive green flag. Contentious. Sleeping with you on the first date.
I'm indifferent to that. I think that's, again, nothing's black and white. And if you have some mad sexual chemistry and you have the best night, nothing wrong with it. I think some people read into it and they're like, "Oh gosh, she's done that with loads of other blokes." It's like, fuck off.
How do you know that she hasn't done that with loads of guys though?
You won't know until you find out. So
Fez, won't know until you know.
Yeah, it's one of those, you will not know until you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I think there's these rules people have where they write off, particularly the laddie culture, you know, "Oh, she's definitely slept with loads." Listen, again, you won't know until you find out. So why write it off if you've had a great time? And I think you'd know.
I feel like
you'd know.
I do think singers depends, because if they have more experience with women, you can, without her saying
It's a
anything,
shag a lot. I had to get that in there.
You can tell, you know, maybe how they move in terms of either spaces they've been in or when they share certain experiences. Personally, I think it wouldn't be a write-off, but if it depends, because if I knew her before and then we go on a date, I think that's different.
Yeah.
Because it's not the first time I'm meeting her. But I think if it's the first time I've met her and I do sleep with her, that would say something to me, man.
I think you're right. This is what I mean by things are never black and white. I think for me, I personally wouldn't sleep with someone if it was the literal first date.
Yes. Wait, you would say no?
I don't think it would get to that point. I'd be like, I tend to be, let's have another date.
Yeah.
But that's where younger you, when you get drunk and you're on a first date, you're like, yeah. But that's not me. So I normally, let's have another date.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I would, like, it wouldn't be a write-off, but then I think I would really see how we date to see, like, okay, is it because I'm the exception? Or is it because that is just generally what she does?
Yeah, and also you
know what I mean?
You could fall into the pot of being like, I'm going to delude myself into thinking I'm the exception.
Exactly, right? You could.
Where the rose-tinted glasses cover the red flags and they look orange.
100%. So yeah, I don't think it's a write-off, but I would watch with a keen eye to see, like, was I just the exception? Do you know what I mean? Because if she goes, I'm the exception, then that's great. That's validation for me. Fantastic. For sure. Okay. She's only ever slept with one person.
Again, cool.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's the most accepting guy here. I love this. She gets tested regularly.
That's, again, these are like, if it's for a reason, then probably red
Obviously,
flag.
well, the reason, because she's out there doing the most, Ollie. That's the reason.
Green flag for doing regular safety. Red flag if it's for a reason. Let's be honest.
Safety first.
Yeah.
You're like, she's out here in these streets, but she's responsible. She's responsible.
Cancelled.
We'll take it. Don't worry. I'm the one asking questions. I'll get cancelled.
You're impossible to get cancelled.
I'll try. They've tried. She speaks positively about an ex.
I think I wouldn't be. I think. Again, it depends. I'm going to say red flag because it depends how long the ex was. If it was like years and years ago, both. Because I know people who have ended amicably, but I also know London is a cesspit of cheating, and an ex who you're on good terms with, very easy to slide back into that person. And again, it depends on the person. I don't know if I'd be. If they're talking about them all the time, it's red flag.
Yeah, of course.
But if it's like, oh yeah, well listen, we're fine now.
Yeah.
And then it's never brought up again, then fine, green flag.
Yeah.
No, not green flag, just no flag.
Yeah. I agree. This one, a lot of them aren't black and white. I think if she talks about an ex positively, but she's indifferent, like they're not, like, yeah, he was a lovely person, but it just didn't work out, that would be a really big green flag for me.
That's beautifully put.
Do you know what I mean? if she, because ironically, if she talks really bad about one ex and then the previous one as well, and then the previous one, I'm like, well, the common denominator is you.
It would be.
So what's going on here?
This is it.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think it's quite, you can tell, as I said, a couple of girls dated recently, really mature. And if that comes with that, cool, green flag.
Yeah. No, I concur. Want you both to have location sharing on.
Red flag. What are you? No, bore off. Like, that is a lot. Where are you?
Where are you? Like, why does it say?
Why are you at the gym at 4 o'clock and not 3? It's like, fucking hell.
You were at the gym at 3 the other day. No,
Did you meet a girl?
Yes, honestly, mate.
No, that's a red flag. Like, do you know? No.
Yeah.
At a festival, fine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, logistics.
Yeah. Logistically, fine, great, green
That's
flag.
right. Yeah,
But no.
I'll take that. I hear that. She's always going on girls' nights out.
Oh God, these are very much. If it's just face value, you'd be like, I don't have a problem with that. If I'm honest, I think, I want you to have your own life with the girls.
Yeah.
If you're going out clubbing till fucking 6 a.m. It's all add some context to these and it gives it a very different spin. I don't mind my partner I want her to have a girls' time.
Yeah. That's what I said regularly though. So she's like out Thursday,
because she's
Friday.
sick of me, then red flag.
Just getting away from you.
Just
getting
a
away
dumb
from
move.
you.
I think that comes with if you've got trust for the girl, then it's really not an issue.
Yes, I hear that. Ollie, I'm not trying to get you cancelled, mate, but I am going to go through this. She strongly calls herself a feminist.
I think feminism is great. Masculinity, femininity is wonderful. Those two things are fantastic.
Yes.
If they're constantly going, I'm a feminist, I'm like, why do you keep referencing that? I know you are.
Good point.
So probably a red flag on the basis they're bringing it up all the time.
If they're what's the word?
Is that I know?
Yeah.
I know what you are like.
Yeah, if they're wearing it, if they keep, what's the word I'm looking for? I was going to say not promoting it. If they keep volunteering it, there we go.
Yeah.
Keep volunteering.
I don't know. I think if you're volunteering anything like I'm a vegan, it's like, okay, great. I accept you for who you are.
We get it.
You don't need to keep saying it.
That's funny. She's dated celebrities.
I mean, interesting story. Actually, no, I wouldn't want to know the stories, but again, it's not a flag. It's like cool. You've got a pass.
That could be a compliment. Be like, she's dated really high, great guys, and now she's like, I'm interested in
she's
you.
dating a Z-list
like,
off Surrey. Sounded on Honeymoon Island.
No, even, but clearly that means like, there's something about you. She's like,
I mean,
she's great.
Yeah, I know girls who've dated celebrities, and I wouldn't normally. The people I know, I personally wouldn't date them, but each their own.
Each to their own, boy. Okay, and a couple more. She has OnlyFans.
No, red flag. Immediately. I'm good. I think you've had a friend who does it on your show.
Oh, I've had quite a few girls who do OnlyFans. They always ask
just
this
a personal thing for me. No, I don't want you selling your body to other men online. Yeah.
It's funny because I think a lot of girls who I've spoken to who have, and it's I think this is a statistic in the States, but it's something like 1 in every 4 women under the age of 35 have an OnlyFans or have had an OnlyFans. 1 in 4 or 1 in 5.
Wow.
Which is really high.
That's a big percentage.
That's really high. And I think a lot of girls are like, they do always ask like, oh, a guy likes me and stuff and he wants me to like quit. I'm like, well, yeah, because if a guy's taking you seriously, he becomes sexually territorial. He doesn't want half of your followers seeing what he sees on a Friday night.
And if she disagrees with that, then you're not meant to be.
That's it. You're just not compatible. That's fine.
Perfectly fine.
That's absolutely fine.
Whatever.
No wrong or right about it. She says she falls in love easily. Oh.
Well, that's
go on.
That's just happened on Stranded.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't know if it's possible to fall in love easily. I think it's easy to fall in lust. So maybe a red flag.
Is she confusing love for lust?
Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Because it's a great feeling when you're in lust with someone, you just want to be around them all the time.
Yes.
And I think it's very easy to confuse that with love. But yeah, I don't think, maybe I've just not had that, but I don't think that's possible. Yeah.
Okay. Has to be done. Listen, I'm gonna finish off with something just about you that I think would really help just anyone who's watching, guys and girls especially. In terms of, you're at that stage where like you're ready for something serious, find a long-term partner. What do you think is the biggest test of a relationship to see if it really can stand the test of time?
That is a good question. I think that I remember reading this study where they said the 2-year mark is where it turns from honeymoon to now you have to work at it.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, a good test is getting stranded on an island with a girl.
It's a very good point. Yeah.
So I've done that. That's a really good question. I think there's probably loads of them. I don't know, I think there's so many things popping to mind. Well, there's actually nothing popping to mind. But also at the same time, loads. I think probably getting some sort of, I don't know how to describe this, the relationship taking a test in itself, like it's something happening. Maybe it's distance for a few months, or where you actually, I guess the question is, what is the test? And I'm just saying, well, a test.
Yeah.
What would you say yours is?
I'd say being able to choose each other on the days that you don't want to.
Great answer. That I completely agree with that.
I think it's really easy to choose each other when everything's great.
I'm stealing that answer. I think you're bang on, because
Take it, yeah.
That is, as you say, when it hits that 2-year mark,
yeah,
you have to choose that person or not. And that's why I think so many relationships fizzle out, because they go, well, it's not feeling like a honeymoon anymore. So clearly we're not right together. And that's not the case.
Yeah. Because I think if you're going to be with anyone for the test of time, like longer, if you're going to be with anyone for longer than 10 years, there are going to be times where you don't like the person.
Yeah.
Like
literally.
you love them.
Yeah.
But like you just don't like
just
them
like,
right now.
Shut up.
Right. Like everything they do annoys you,
Yeah.
or certain things I found really attractive about you before, start to irk me a little bit.
100%.
And I think that's really normal. And I think people think, oh well, because I don't like that about this person anymore, that means we're wrong for each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's, if you still love the person, you go, okay, I recognize I don't like them right now, but I chose this person because I saw the future we could build. Being able to choose each other on the days that you don't want to, I think is the biggest test that any of us will have.
Yeah,
for sure. And I think we all need to practice it. And I think, especially in this day and age of, we're the generation, we've grown up as a generation where something's broken, we throw it away, get a new one.
literally.
Do you know what I mean? And so because we have gotten used to that so much with toys, games, phones, people, partners, relationships, I think we're out of practice. And that's something that I think our grandparents' generation had. And that's some wisdom I think we need to bring back.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Do you know what I
couldn't
mean?
agree more, man.
Ollie, absolute pleasure having you on the show.
Mate, I love that.
Mate.
That was
Absolute
great.
pleasure having you on the show. If people want to follow you and find you, where can they find you?
I think it's just Ollie Anderson across all socials.
Yeah, perfect.
And
perfect.
BBC One right now.
BBC One right now, right? Stranded on
Honeymoon Island.
Well, listen, man, thank you for sharing your energy
Thank
with
you for
us.
having
We
me, bro.
appreciate you.
It's good fun.
Guys, go give Ollie a follow, give him a watch. Definitely check out Stranded on Honeymoon Island, where you will see all things in how does he leave with love or doesn't he? Well,
Probably
we'll
not
have
the
to
best
find out.
representation of me, but
Well, this episode was definitely much better. But yeah, go give him a like, all that good stuff. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode.